everyone. My name is Ron Busby. I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer here at United States Black Chambers, Inc., headquartered here in Washington, D.C., where we represent over 175 local Black chambers, as well as over 380,000 Black-owned businesses across the country. As we celebrate February, also Black History Month, we not only reflect on the remarkable contributions of Black entrepreneurs throughout our history, but we also focus on the future as well. One where innovation and technology, especially artificial intelligence, will play a pivotal role in shaping Black business success. AI isn't just a buzzword. It's a tool that can help businesses become more efficient, competitive, and innovative. Let today be about learning, connecting, and most importantly, building the future of Black entrepreneurship together. I also want to make sure that we give Google a great acknowledgement for the coaches that you'll hear from, as well as the business owners that are participating, giving their perspective on AI. When we all learn from each other, we all grow together and we all prosper together. So make sure you're taking advantage of the information that's being shared from both Google and the business owners that are using the tools as we speak.
Welcome. Hello. To today's training, we're going to be talking about growing your business with AI. In this workshop called Grow Your Business with AI-Powered Tools by Google. This training is brought to you by Grow with Google. Now, I didn't mention this before, but I am a business owner myself. I'm Lindsay Sims, and I am the Ohio Grow with Google coach, and I'm the founder of a business called Certified Marketing Pro. As a business owner, I love hearing from other business owners and doing workshops with business owners because, boy, we really need to know how we are using tools. What are we doing with our businesses? So let's get started by hearing a video or hearing from a small business owner in this quick video about how she's leveraging AI for her business.
We're very vibrant and colorful people. I wanted to bring that into my beauty brand. Turquoise and your yellows and your reds and your dusk, sunset, sunrise colors. Growing up, Chicana and indigenous culture, tradition was the center of everything that we did. And we do, still to this day. I'm Cece, and I'm the founder and CEO of Prados Beauty.
Now she glows to the gods.
When I was 27, I went to cosmetology school, and I was working backstage at New York Fashion Week. I was in the hub of the makeup world, but no one looked like me. I was tired of being unseen. I have daughters who are also indigenous, and I don't ever want them to feel how I felt in that moment. So I started Prados Beauty in my daughter's nursery. When she would take naps, I would work in there and just start doodling and creating things. But not having a business background, I needed to research and really learn about what I was doing. I started going to the University of Google, as we call it. June of 2019, I launched my website. And then a few years later, I took part in our Grow with Google event. When I first learned about AI, I was like,
Oh my gosh, like robots are going to take over the world.
But this gave me the opportunity to learn about AI, specifically Gemini from Google. I thought this could help my business in a big, big way. So I used Gemini to learn about things like what SEO is and what keywords are important to my brand specifically. But I also use it for creative, fun stuff.
Help me write a social media post using this image. Make it fun and trendy. Oh, how cute!
Also things like packaging ideas. I can take those ideas to my team and say, hey, this is an idea, but I want to tweak it a little bit. Something that would take me all day or even 2 days to do, I can do it, in an hour. It's very helpful for me and my business.
Hi, I'm Cece Meadows, and I'm going to be doing a orange minimalistic look
For me, makeup is more than just something that you put on your face.
I'm gonna take this pretty light blue.
It allows the world to see you how you want to be seen.
Can't forget the lip gloss.
I always give credit to my Prados because I love them.
To create something that helps someone feel and look beautiful. It's not just an honor for me to be able to do it, but to do it in a way that pays homage and respect to those that came before me. I think that is a big driver of why Prados has been successful in this space.
So we like to use Prados Beauties as an example in this presentation because it demonstrates a few things that AI can do. First of all, I know that a lot of people are just confused about what exactly artificial intelligence is. In a nutshell, I want to think of it like a computer program that can complete some cognitive tasks, typically associated with human intelligence. That's the way that we want to think about AI, especially as it relates to our business. As a business owner, you are full of human intelligence, and AI helps you to get valuable insights, accelerate your productivity, and interact with customers in a really helpful way, in a way that you maybe haven't been able to do so far in your business. AI is enabling businesses to innovate and to help get things so much faster, just so much faster than we've been able to do in the past. Some people express concerns about how it's maybe not being as helpful to the business landscape, but I want you to think about it this way. You're not competing against AI at all. In reality, if you're using AI and when you start using AI, you are just growing your own business. You are changing the landscape of your business. 64% of small business owners are already using AI tools to help them and have been doing it for years. 82% say that they've already seen positive outcomes from using AI. We want to think about how we can use AI to help grow our businesses, okay? So that is what this entire workshop is all about. How can you use AI to grow your business? The first thing that we want to think about is how AI can help you manage your Google Business Profile. I am such a huge proponent of Google Business Profiles, and I find that so many of us are not leveraging them nearly as much as we should. So let's talk about how we can actually grow our businesses through that profile and let AI help us do that. For anyone who doesn't know, this is what a Google Business Profile looks like. It is completely free, and it's a way for you to actually interact with customers and correctly share with them information about your business, where you are on search and maps. It is one of the places where you have so much control over what the information shows, but a lot of us just don't realize the access and availability it has for us. This information that you see, such as your address, your phone numbers, hours of operations, the photos and videos, the reviews, all of those are things that people can use to discover your business. And what we want to do is actually make it so that anyone who is looking for us, whether they are on a smartphone or on their computer, is able to see what we offer in a really fantastic way. That description that you see there is one of the best ways to do that. It has so much potential. Your customers can learn so much about your business, but it's not very useful if we don't have great information in there. So if you've already written a business description, I'm going to challenge you on this. How long ago did you write that description? A lot of us created our Google Business Profile X number of years ago and have not looked at it since. So what I want you to do is look at that description and actually see what it says. I want you to ensure that it is accurate and up to date. And most importantly, you're going to have the ability to let AI help you generate a text description that is extremely accurate and useful for your business. So I will give you a challenge right now. If you could think of the 3 things that you wish people knew about your business, put that in and then let AI help you to turn that into a beautiful description of what your business does and how you help people. That's how AI can be useful in this specific context. So go ahead. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and do that. It's very useful for your business. Depending on what category your business falls into, you may have the ability to showcase a menu. So if you have menu options within your business profile, amazingly enough, now you don't have to go through and painstakingly add every single menu item. It's fantastic. All you need is an image or the PDF of your menu, and you can let AI actually add those menu items to your business profile. This is amazing. You wouldn't believe how many people are out there looking for you and looking for those menu items, but they don't know that they're there. And so now you can actually use AI to help you get that information directly into your profile. This and many other features are available in your Google Business Profile. Just got to go in there and take a look. So let's look at how Google AI can help us to brainstorm and spark some creativity. Again, it's not just about doing the functional things, but it's also about growing your business and adding to it. So how can we get that started? I want us to be remembering Google AI is everywhere. Of course, Gemini is one of your best resources. It is a way for us to interact with AI in an easy manner. Now, Google is different from a lot of other products because instead of it just being one AI, Google is actually an ecosystem of AI. Many different AI models and many different products interacting with each other in a seamless manner. It is amazing. Gemini can be the power grid for your business because that's essentially what it's doing for you right now. We just got to start using some of those features and benefits that are available to us, okay? So think about that, supercharging your ideas using Gemini in all of the places that you can use it. It works behind the scenes in so many different products. So of course you can visit Gemini by going to gemini.google.com, but you can also use Google and use Gemini in many other places. So before we get to those many other places, I do want you to think about how can you just do the chat version? The chat version of Gemini is one where you can actually interact and type in different prompts and use it to generate new ideas and spark that creativity we talked about. It can be a conversational tool for you. It's just a matter of how you want to use it. Now, of course, like I said, it can be pulling information from a variety of other places while you are using it. So just want you to think, how can I use it for my business? Now, I know a lot of you haven't started using AI yet. That's why you're here. So I want you're thinking, how do I even get started? I'm going to give you a suggestion. When you go over to Gemini, when you open it up, it's going to ask you for a prompt. Essentially, what do you want to know? And what I want you to do is think in this framework. First, task. What is it that I want to accomplish? What is the detailed, clear, direct thing that you are trying to accomplish? And then context. Context is key when it comes to doing an AI prompt. What is the context in which you want these details to become available to you, right? What information do you want and in what context do you want it? I'm going to give you an example in a second. My favorite thing that this prompt tells you to add is resources. Often you have an idea of what you want, you have an idea of what you're looking for, but you're not thinking, okay, what resources can I use to help the AI to give me a better response? All of these things that are here are actually there to help the AI give you a better response. And then after you get your response, you're going to evaluate and then you're going to iterate. The AI is there to be in conversation. It is not a one and done situation. I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes you get the best answer the first time and you feel great and everything is awesome. But what I want you to do is continue the conversation, iterate, and find ways to improve upon what you have requested. Okay, so when I say iterate, your brain might go, what does that even mean? So what I want you to do is go back and revisit the context, revisit the framework. Was the response the way that you framed in a way that you wanted? Did you want it to be in a numbered list? Did you want bullet points? Did you want a table? When you are using AI, you actually have the ability to ask for these things. Or did you want it to be in shorter sentences? Did you want the answer to be simplified? At the point that you've gotten your first response and you've looked it through, you can actually go back and say, okay, this is great. This is how I talk to Gemini all the time. This is great, but I would like for you to make this entire thing in the voice of, and then give it the voice that you like, right? Or I love my favorite saying is, I don't think I would ever say, and then fill in the blank word. So I would say this instead. Can you rephrase this statement? And that is a way for you to help it to learn how to speak the way you want it to speak. It's amazing. AI is great at that. Once it knows what you want, it can actually give you those responses. It's all about making the tweaks and adjustments and then introduce some constraints to it. It's always a good idea to say, this is great, but could you do this in 100 words or could you do this in 200 words instead of having an extremely long response? Those kinds of restraints, again, are very helpful for you, but it's also helpful for the AI to learn what your preferences are. So when you're interacting with AI, make sure that you are doing that cycle and then going through and iterating, always trying to get the tweaks and the adjustments that are going to make things look exactly the way you want so that you get the best response for yourself. Read through everything, evaluate it, and then do it again and see what happens the next time. It's a really great way to, again, grow your business. Think about how you can make your business better through doing this process. So I'm going to give you a few minutes or a few seconds, actually, and I want you to go ahead and write a prompt. Go ahead, gemini.google.com, and I want you to go on over there and think through the exact process I just gave you. Task, context, references. Once you get your answers, evaluate those answers, and then how can you make minor changes or drastic changes to get it closer and closer to what you're looking for. Now, if you want, you can actually write down that answer, or you can go ahead and pop it into a Google Doc. And if you have Google Workspace, there's a lot of fun things you can do in there as well. And so pop it into a Google Doc and reserve that answer so that you can move forward with growing your business. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. As I said before, in this scenario, you're going to ask Gemini to help you to prepare a sales pitch. You want to create a persuasive argument. The sales pitch needs to have certain characteristics to it. So let's read along real quick. As an experienced salesperson, because you're creating a sales pitch, create a persuasive pitch for, and then what is it that you want the pitch to be for? Which product or service are you going to be offering? The pitch should highlight, and then remember earlier when I said, what are the 3 things you wish people knew about your business? Pick one of those 3 things and have it highlight one of those benefits. And then addressing potential objections such as, what are some of the core objections that you tend to have when you're doing a sales pitch? What are the reasons why people say they don't buy? Go ahead and put that in your prompt. Now, I'm going to give you a second to either take a picture or write this down because it's really great as an example of how to prompt. One thing I will say is that there's research that shows that a lot of us who are using AI are not using enough words in our prompts. We're not putting enough information in there. So this is a great example of how to add in some information that is core to your business to get you to that next level of AI response. Now, again, we're going to enter that prompt into Gemini. As we did before, we take that exact example, think about how we want to do the sales pitch. We're going to tweak it a little bit for our business, and we're going to put it in there. You can build on this conversation. This is not just a one and done. Like I said, Gemini is meant for you to have conversations with. So essentially, if this is how you want to get started, this can be an entire chat thread where you're talking about sales. You can go through and look at the various benefits and services that you're offering. And for each of them, create a new pitch, create a new way of looking and talking to your customers about these things. I would also encourage you to add in maybe a new chat where the focus is customer personas, where you are, instead of talking about your products and services, you're looking at different ways to interact with the different people that come into your business. So we can use Gemini in all of these different ways through having one chat that is doing a job over here and then another chat that's doing a job over there. And it's just a matter of how you want to interact with Gemini. how it can streamline your productivity. Because of course, brainstorming and sparking creativity are fantastic. But the reality is we got to get work done every single day. So there are all the tools that we can use inside of Gmail and Docs and Sheets and Slides. And I want us to be thinking about how Gemini is actually powering all of those things as well. As I mentioned, Gemini is like a power grid. It is underneath a lot of the software that we're using every day. And so if you think of it that way, then what are the features that we already have access to? And then what are the ones that we can actually start using in the future to grow our businesses? Because that's what we're here for. So one of my absolute favorite things is Smart Compose. I hope you're using this already. It is a fantastic feature that actually helps to create a predictive writing suggestion. So this is once you get started with the email. Honestly, one of my favorite things that Gemini does in the Smart Compose is to put in the name of the person that I'm typing the email to. Often we joke about everyone spelling our names wrong, but this is great because sometimes you put the email in there. If the email address has the person's name in it, Smart Compose actually puts that name in the email for you. It's amazing. So little things like that for personalization. But in addition to that, the ability to just get started so that you're not writing from a blank page. It's amazing how much easier it can be to do an email if you're not starting from a blank page. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and get started with it. It's as easy as start the typing process. And once it fills in that Smart Compose area that you're like, oh, that's exactly what I meant to say. You hit the tab button and it fills it in for you. It's amazing. So I would highly encourage you to use Smart Compose if you have not started using it yet. And then, of course, if you have been using Smart Compose, and I think you have probably already seen Smart Replies. If you have not, then this is one, again, favorite features. I say everything is my favorite feature, but that's because I use these software every day. And one of the things I love is the ability to have those smart replies where someone responds to an email and then the reply that you naturally would have had is the one that is sitting right there for you to hit the button and say, yep, that's it. And matter of fact, when you're using the software often, it will spell the yep how you spell it, because I'm a Y-U-P yep person, not a Y-E-P yep. And I promise you, it gets my yep right every single time. And so it's really great because it gives you the ability to just simplify the entire response cycle. So then instead of it being a whole lot of, I can't respond to that email just yet because I don't know what the answer is or I don't know how to frame the answer, Smart Replies actually make it a lot easier for you to clear that inbox, y'all. Clear the inbox by hitting, that's the smart reply. Yep, that's the right smart reply. Amazing stuff. Okay, let's highlight a couple more features because there are a few more that are really useful. An AI feature called the tab inbox, like if you, again, haven't been using these things yet, is amazing because it classifies and automatically sorts things in your inbox according to the primary, promotions, socials, updates, and forums. And of course, you get to control which of these tabs you see, which of them you're using, which is awesome. There's also summary cards in AI is powering those. And it's just amazing what you can do. The idea of getting shopping confirmations or hotel booking confirmations. Again, if you have ever experienced these, it can be one of the best things because you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I do have a hotel reservation that starts in 24 hours, as if you weren't already excited. But what's great is that, of course, the details that are in there, that's the thing that's great. If there's a check-in that you need to do, you get the check-in notification. All of these things are amazing. One of my favorites, though, is what you see down there at the corner of the screen, the nudge. The nudge is great because if you're a business owner like me, you get busy and who knows how long it's been since you replied to someone and it tells you, okay, you sent that email 7 days ago. Do you want to follow up? But more importantly for me, it says, this person sent you an email 2 days ago. Do you want to respond? I'm like, yes, Google, I want to respond. Go ahead. Give me my smart reply so I can click the button and, move on. It's great. It is amazing how it can make the entire process of sending email as a business owner that much simpler. It's pretty helpful, right? It's amazing. Now, of course, in the workspace, there are so many things you can do. If you are a Google Workspace user, there is an option to have a paid add-on Gemini for Workspace. This is something that, again, as a Gemini workspace user, I absolutely love it. I love that little star in the corner at the top of my Google workspace that lets me to just basically AI power my entire Google workspace. There are so many great things you can do. If you want more information about this, head over to workspace.google.com/solutions/AI, and it will tell you everything that you want to know about getting started with the AI inside of your Google workspace. Okay, we've covered a ton of ground in this workshop so far, and I just want to touch on a few more things that would be really helpful for you. So let's jump into it. Now, again, there's all the things that you can do inside the workspace, inside of Gemini, inside of your Google profile. But once you're ready to move to that next level, advertising has been made even easier. So Google Ads has the ability for you to have all manner of AI added into the process of creating your ads. Now, as someone who works with ads all the time, or clients who work on ads all the time, it is so amazing. It can help you to generate relevant keywords. It can help you suggest images for your products. It can help suggest site links for the advertisements that you're using. It is just really amazing. So if you haven't yet, head over to g.co/grow/search ads to see how ads have actually been modified to help your life be easier, to help you get started with ads. Again, as a small business, I know it can be really intimidating to get started with ads, but now you don't have to be a genius. You don't have to be a keyword researching genius in order to get started with ads. You have so many great suggestions right there inside of the ads, just ready for you to get started. It's really amazing. And another way that Google has helped to power up ads is through Performance Max. Again, one of my favorite things. I said I was going to use the term favorite things all the time, but that's because Performance Max actually makes it so that once you set that goal that you want for your ad, the AI actually helps to optimize the performance of your ads in real time. And it also helps that you create your ad and then it runs it across the entire inventory of ads. So if your ad is relevant to an audience on any of the platforms that Google works in, your ad can run on those platforms. So that means YouTube, Display, Search, Discover, Gmail, Maps, all of these different places. And all you had to do was create the single campaign. It is so amazing. That you have no idea. Again, if you've not done ads before, you have no idea how life-altering the ability to do that is, but it is great. And it can actually increase your conversions. We have 27% more conversions in value over similar costs by using Performance Max. It is amazing. And again, right there inside of the ads platform for you. So again, if you haven't been using ads, highly encourage you to head over there, check it out, see what's available, because it's a lot less intimidating than it used to be. It is also empowering the Merchant Center. So if you are a merchant who is using the Merchant Center currently, this is a no-cost tool that a lot of people are currently using. If you are not, I highly encourage you to head over there. And it's great because inside of the Merchant Studio Merchant Center is the Product Studio. Now, Product Studio is a suite of free AI-powered tools that help you create really awesome images. So if you have a product-based business, I know you know how expensive product photography can be, how incredibly difficult it is to get updated images of your products. And now with the Product Studio, you can actually add products in there and it can generate scenes, increase resolution, edit backgrounds, all these things that are going to make your products really stand out. So again, head on over to the Merchant Center to see Product Studio in action. It is at g.co/grow/product studio. It's a really great tool. Highly encourage you to use it. And last but not least, I am an analytics girly. Yes, I'm a big fat nerd, and I am not ashamed at all about it. And one of the things that analytics does, of course, is it gives you so much access to information and helps you on your journey. Because I think, of course, as a business owner, our journey as a business owner is kind of based in the journey of our customer, right? And so if you're using analytics, a lot of times people get bogged down by the data. There's a lot of information in there. But now with analytics intelligence, you don't have to be an analytics genius. Matter of fact, you don't have to be a big fat nerd like me in order to get a lot out of analytics. It is amazing. So if you were CC from Prados Beauties earlier, amazingly, she can go in there and look at any number of bits of information about her website visitors, specifically about locations that they're coming from, how many are coming at this specific time of day, which products they're looking at, all of these things using plain language. There is a search capability that makes it really easy for you to just ask, how many people have been to my website in the last 7 days? Basic information that you can use to help grow your business without having to be, like I said, a nerdy girly like me inside your analytics. Please, 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 if anything, go into your analytics and start using the AI intelligence inside of your analytics. It's such a great tool. So that was a ton of information. I hope that you learned a few things about how Google AI can actually help you grow your business, and that we can actually accomplish some things. Like you maybe did some of the things while we were talking today. I really hope that you did that, because it's such a great tool for helping to grow your business. It is definitely where we are moving. It is the current new era we're in right now. And AI powered growth is something that I want for all of us as small business owners, for all of us. So I am really excited to see what you're going to do next with your business. So how are you going to do it? How are you going to put AI to use for your business? With that, I want you to keep learning. This was great information, but there's a ton more out there. So there are 2 Grow with Google courses available via Coursera. The first one is the Google AI Essentials course. It is a fantastic course. I have taken it myself. There's lots of video lessons, readings, and interactive exercises. The second course is the Google Prompting Essentials, which again, I've also taken. And it is really great because it actually helps you to kind of dissect the prompting process. Whether you have been doing the AI game for a while or if you're brand new, both of these are going to be really great for helping you to take yourself to the next level. If you are doing this for the purposes of growing your business, this is where you want to start. You want to start with these types of courses to help you get that learning, get that foundation so that you know what to do to help grow your specific business. They're both self-paced and fully accessible, so head on over and check out both of these courses. In addition, of course, there are the Grow with Google certificates. All of these programs are here to help you to grow your business and to grow your team and to grow and upskill the people around you. It's amazing. I just highly recommend, again, all of these as opportunities for us as business owners. First of all, I actually have taken several of these as business owner myself. But then in addition to that, if you have team members that you want to take some of these trainings, they're fantastic certificates. So I highly encourage them. Again, they can learn at their own pace. It is very fantastic. Again, if you're interested in having your team upskilling themselves or if you're willing to upskill for yourself. And of course, we are on YouTube. You can hit us up at the Grow with Google channel on YouTube, where you can learn so much about so many things. There's regular videos being published all the time. So there's videos there and there's new content coming on a regular basis, all about growing your skills, your career, and your business. This presentation was brought to you by Grow with Google. We really believe in the power of technology to unlock opportunities for growth. With those opportunities available to everyone, communities across the country can reach their full potential. I want us to think about all of the opportunities that we have as small business owners, and there are so many. The Grow with Google team has partners all over the country. There's over 9,000 partner organizations, including local libraries, schools, and nonprofits that have access to the online tools and programming that are going to help you grow your business. If you want to learn more about those opportunities, I want you to head on over to google.com/grow to learn more about how those organizations can help you grow your business. Thank you so much for attending today's presentation. Of course, we value your feedback, and if you could just take a moment and share your thoughts, we would greatly appreciate it. You can access the survey that you see here by scanning the QR code, or you can head over to g.co/grow/feedback, or by using your mobile phone, like I said, scan that QR code. I love it if you could just give us a little bit of feedback, because of course, feedback is awesome. And thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the U.S. Black Chambers, Inc.'s Black History Month live stream event. I'm Philip W. Dunn, manager of Chamber and Business Engagement here at USBC, and we're incredibly excited to have you join us today for this very important discussion about the intersection of Black entrepreneurship, technology, and artificial intelligence. Now, Black History Month is a time for us to reflect on the remarkable achievements and contributions of Black individuals throughout history, and it's a time to celebrate the vibrant culture and resilience of the Black community. It's also a time to look forward, to explore the opportunities that lie ahead, and to equip ourselves with the tools and knowledge necessary to thrive in an ever-evolving world. Now, today's program is designed to do just that. We're partnering with Grow with Google to bring you valuable AI training, and we've assembled a dynamic panel of Black small business owners who are already leveraging the power of AI to grow and to scale their businesses. And we're honored to have with us Dr. Danae Starks McGee of DJS Business Solutions, a valued USBC small business member, who will be sharing her expertise on how AI tools like Google Gemini can empower underrepresented founders and business owners. Now, joining her is Alex Johnson of Optimized Solutions. Now, he's a member of the USBC affiliate Maryland Black Chamber of Commerce, which is led by Ken White. He'll be illuminating the practical applications of Gemini within the Google suite and emphasizing the importance and understanding implementing various AI tools. Now, they'll be sharing their thoughts and their insights, their experiences, and best practices, offering practical advice and inspiration for how you too can harness the potential of AI. Now, the USBC is committed to empowering Black businesses and fostering economic growth within our communities. And we believe that technology, and AI in particular, presents a tremendous opportunity for Black entrepreneurs to innovate, to compete, and to succeed in the 21st century economy. Now, we hope that today's event will not only educate and inform, but also inspire you to explore the possibilities that AI can unlock for your own business ventures. So we encourage you to actively participate in the conversation by submitting your questions to programs@usblackchambers.org. Now, we want to make this an interactive and engaging experience for everyone. So I want to thank you for joining us, and let's get this thing started. So I'm going to ask a few questions to our panelists. I'm going to start with Dr. Starks McGee. Dr. McGee, can you tell us a little bit about your business and what got you started and what you're most passionate about in what you do?
Sure. First, I want to say thank you for this opportunity to join and to share with other entrepreneurs out there. So again, my name is Dr. Danae Starks McGee, and I am the owner of DJS Business Solutions. I do specialize in providing creative business solutions for underrepresented founders. And I started this business in about 2015, 2016. At that time, I was doing it part-time, and I was working for corporate America in an insurance industry. And I realized that doing commercial insurance, most businesses were failing within the first 5 years because of something simple, something they just didn't know. It could have been a misalignment on technology or what have you, but they were shutting down at a rapid rate. And then once I got into a leadership position, a couple of years in, one of my employees came in my office, had a massive stroke, passed away in my arms. And so I experienced a very traumatic event. That event propelled me into my full-time work, what I do now and have been doing for quite a few years now, the last about 5 years now, full-time into helping entrepreneurs and underrepresented founders in their communities be able to start, grow, fund, and scale. I can say that I am actually working in my passion work now, and I absolutely love it. I get to see the impact. There's a great social impact when we directly deal with business owners and see the impact that they have on their community when they either start a business, grow a business, or even scale a business. But accessing information to resources and information altogether is a great challenge. So I'm here to solve that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And Alex, if you could do the same, tell us a little bit about your business. Tell us what got you started and what you're most passionate about and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Alex Johnson, owner of Optimized Solutions. And what got me started was just being overworked. I was Mr. Everything. When I first got started, I was getting into tech. I had 2 jobs. I was running an Airbnb. I was running a fleet of vehicles. And I was also doing exotic car rentals as well. And I got to the point where I realized that I was trying to do all this stuff and it was exciting, but I didn't have the time freedom that I was looking for. And so I was really chasing after the time freedom to be able to do these things, to yield the benefits of these ventures. and then really just understanding like how to manage a business. But it got to the point where I started getting overworked, and I realized that I couldn't be everywhere doing everything all the time. And so I needed to have some systems in place. And so I started a journey of just trying to understand how can I put systems in place to allow me to take a step back and work on the business instead of in the business. And so that led me down the path of AI, where I got really, really excited to understand how can I start advancing my business and scaling it while being able to work less and less. So through that, I found my passion of just educating clients and businesses and enterprises, even in my day job, of how do we do less but yield more and have more consistent results. So through that, we've been able to educate students, we've been able to educate enterprises and everything in between of how you can leverage AI to your advantage while still being able to reap the benefits, which allowed me to then go ahead and live Puerto Rico for a month and really just started enjoying life and advancing and excelling to that next level.
And thank you so much for that response, Alex. I want to go to this next question. And the question is, when did you first start thinking about how AI might play a role in your business? And we'll start with Dr. Starks McGee.
I first started thinking about how it could play a role in my business when I realized that most business owners that I serve are owner operators. And as the owner operator, you are the one person in your business typically, right? You might hire someone here and there for a contracting type of job, but the majority of the operations, the work, and everything in between falls on you as a single business owner. So when AI first came out, I took an interest into it because I heard that it cut down time. And so once I actually started trying it for myself and using it for marketing, using it for teaching, using it for curriculums, using it for PowerPoints, I just started trying everything that I do in my business. I tried in AI to see if it worked and to see if it was all that I heard it was, right? And so once I did that, it was all that I heard it was. It was pretty amazing. It cut down so much time. As a busy entrepreneur, you have life going on, you have business going on, and everything in between. And so anything you can do to make more time available for yourself, that's what I was all about at that time. And I'm still about it now. And so now I just take that and I help entrepreneurs be able to realize my first experience, but also have their own first experience with AI as well.
Awesome. Now, Alex, I want to go back to you because you alluded a little bit about when you started working with the students. Mm-hmm. Can you just dive in just a little bit more and tell us about when you first started thinking about AI?
Yeah, so the original start point was when we were doing exotic car rentals and car rentals in general, and we were doing yachts and jets and all these other different things. But there were processes that need to be put in place, and I wasn't the best person for that solution. And so AI started coming out, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is different. It can research these things. I can upload documents. I can upload all these different things to train it. So now I can start having a little bit more of an advantage over my competition. And so with that, I started really deep diving into that about, well, how do I use this to my advantage, not in just business, but also in personal life? And so I started, I had a passion of just teaching as well. And so I would always go back to my high school, shout out Bishop McNamara of Maryland. And so they were like, hey, how do we get into certain things? How do we apply to jobs? How do we update our resume? And through that, we started creating course curriculum with them and showing and showcasing like, hey, this is possible. Here's how you can start doing these things. And with Google, it's just so many different things that we'll dive into about how that can help you in your just everyday life.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Now, I want to go back to Dr. Starks McGee. And I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about how you're using AI, in particular Gemini, in your business today.
Sure. I use Gemini for just about everything in my business. I do government contracting, and so I certainly use it to aid me in my preparing of my proposals. I use Google Gemini to assist me as a virtual assistant in my business so that it can cover tasks that I don't necessarily either want to do or it'll take me a long time to do. And so it cuts the time down. I certainly use it for marketing. Google Gemini is fantastic for marketing. You can tell it to create a social post and it'll give you some bonus posts, right? So now instead of creating one post, you've got 5. That's 5 days worth of posting already done for you. So I use Google Gemini in my business from all aspects, from, just generating data, doing research, pulling together information that I need, because I teach a lot of classes. And so I can pull together outlines. I can even create curriculums, customize it. The most interesting thing that I did was I used one of those the free personality assessments. And I told it, based on my results, I need you to start responding this way, right? Because I needed to sound like me. I needed to have my flavor. I needed to have my culture and bring my brand to the table. And Google Gemini is amazing for that.
That's a great tip to, definitely leverage the system, create something of your own that you can then use to spit out some different results. So definitely glad to hear that you're doing that. Same with you, Alex. How are you using AI in your business today?
Man, we're using it at a holistic perspective. We're trying to make sure that we understand mind, body, and spirit with it, because at the end of the day, like Dr. Danae said, you can program this thing and say, hey, here's my personality type. Now help me identify and uncover some hidden truths or some blind spots that I may have, or gaps that I may have in my thought process in day-to-day life, in my business processes, my planning. We'll do things like project management. How do I map out these different things to give me what I needed to do? Google Gemini Studio 2.0 just came out, and that can watch your screen and give you directions on certain things. So we may be using it to update our website, and it can say, hey, I need to do this. How can I do these things? And you can interact with that. Another thing is for students that we leverage is Notebook LM, where you can program it to say, hey, here's the book that I'm reading. Let's start interacting like it's a podcast, so we can understand and read faster and learn a lot faster with the products that we're using. And then when it comes to consulting, which is the primary thing that we do in our business, is these are the objectives that we're trying to match. Ask me questions that allow me to get a little bit more clarity on my business, what I'm trying to go for. And then let's start building out this roadmap to get to those objectives. And are there any things that I might be missing, tools that Google Gemini may additionally have that I can implement into my business so that I can have that leg up in my competition, in addition to also doing research? A lot of people are worried about how they can do SEO, marketing, all these different avenues. And Google Gemini can go ahead and do the deep research to give you that in a list or bullet point format, just saying, hey, these are the steps that you need to take to get towards your goal.
Awesome responses. Now, you guys make this sound easy. And so now I've got to ask you some tough questions. And while it sounds easy to me, and I know that there were some challenges, I know that there were some hurdles that you might have faced. Can you tell us about those? And then how did you tackle those hurdles and challenges? And we'll start with Dr. Starks McGee.
Sure. My biggest challenge was initially not correctly creating my prompt. To get the most out of it, you've got to put enough into it, right? And so you can say, like a blanket statement, create a social post for a consulting business. It's going to give you a broad answer, right? It won't be specific enough to your business. If you're using it for your business, then I've learned to put in more detail, more information. One thing that I've found through working one-on-one and even in classes that I teach with entrepreneurs is that a lot of people struggle with explaining their why. Why are you in business? Why are you here? Why are you doing this thing? And I've found that Google Gemini pulls together the why very easily when you give it enough data. And so that was the biggest struggle for me. The second biggest struggle is plagiarism. I teach, like I said, I teach. And so plagiarism was a major fear in education because of, AI just pulling from everywhere. However, Google Gemini, you can not take it and copy and paste. I don't encourage to copy and paste, but I do encourage you to find the sources, right? Get your data sources. If you did not create that, don't say that you created that, right? Put some onus where the onus is due and keep everything aligned and protect yourself, right? Because we're business owners and we're putting things out here in the marketplace. And so that protection, I believe, is key. So those are my two biggest struggles in the beginning, and just navigating it, using it every day really helped me to perfect how I use it and how I teach to use it for others.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And same with you, Alex. What were the hurdles and the challenges, and what did you do to overcome them?
Yeah, so the first one is, again, the prompting and understanding that there's something called hallucination. And within AI, it can start making things up. So what you may believe is the right answer could be a false answer. It could be an answer that really needs to be fact checked. So as you're doing research, is this something that is really accurate? As you're doing, website or, SEO and things of that nature, is it really giving you the output that you're looking for? Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, because this does this thing, I no longer need to pay that expert to do this. So I notice a lot of legal experts like, let's take a little step at a time. Let's not just jump to conclusions here. The second thing was trying to rein in the ideas, because what you realize once you start using Google Gemini, all these ideas start flooding in about, well, if I could do this and I can do that, and if I can do SEO, then I can do marketing. If I can do marketing, then I can create business plans and I can do all these different things. And it's like you have 10 to-do lists. How do you prioritize those things? And once you do, the general excitement that you start having and just saying, all right, I'm just going to complete this until the end and then go to the next one and stair step this, was for me a little bit more difficult, because I was so excited to get into everything and prioritize what I just really need to focus on. To get over those things, one, spending time with it, having conversations. You don't need to be so robotic. You don't need to talk to this thing like a computer. They're called natural language models for a reason. You can talk to this the same way that we're having the conversation, and it can respond to you in the way that you need to, in different languages and all these other things. And then as far as prioritizing things, I started reading books and I asked it, hey, what books would you recommend for me to read on selecting my priorities and sticking with those things?
Great answers. Now, I want you all to help the folks that are watching. Many of them are small business owners, and they may be curious about AI, in particular Gemini, but they might feel intimidated. They might be unsure of where to start. I want you to give them some really good practical advice on how to proceed. And what advice would you give to them? We'll start with Dr. Starks McGee.
Yes, I am a realist. And so I know that AI is not going backwards, right? We're only going to get better, and it's only going to be more accepted widely into various industries and things like that. So the first thing that I share with people who are hesitant is find some sort of comfort somewhere in AI and start there. Right? Start on a very minimal scale, even if it's just typing up, how do I break up with my boyfriend? Right? Like something simple as that, right? But find some comfort somewhere, because AI is just getting better and better and better, right? And so at some point, it's kind of like websites back in the day where some people didn't want to transition and get online and get a website, right? But once they did, they saw the value that it brought to their businesses. So it's the same thing with AI. Once you just jump in and do something, just something, then you will see the value. There are a lot of classes. Google has classes as well, and they are free. There are a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of fact checkers out there. So I tell people to do your due diligence, but also take a class, educate yourself, because probably what you're hesitant about is probably just a fear that, you're kind of just in fear of stepping out. But really, once you learn it, the aha light bulb goes on, and you're just, like Alex said, you're just thinking of all kinds of ideas. You're like, okay, now I can put this in, now I can put that in, now I can, do this faster, right? Because it definitely is a time saver. And I tell people all the time, we only have 24 hours in a day. How long is it going to take you to get a business plan done? Probably like a year, literally. That's the average time that it takes for the average business owner to actually complete one. Well, Google Gemini can help you get it done within 5 minutes, literally, right? You may have to tweak and do some adjustments and things like that, but it's a time saver. So I bring out the value that it brings, and I bring out the fact that sometimes you do have to step out and do your own due diligence to find your comfort level in AI. But once you get there, you're going to be taking off like wildfire.
Love it. And you can't break AI, right? I mean, there's nothing that you could prompt into the system that's going to break this platform, correct?
Correct. I haven't yet, and I've tried all kinds of things.
Awesome. Well, Alex, the same for you. Tell us what advice you would give to someone first timer.
Yeah, absolutely. And to your last point, they have AI ethics that is going into place where they are very, very smart people who are trying to test this and beta test it and figure out what questions are people asking. Is this too dangerous of a question? Is this too much of an unethical question? So for you to figure out how to break it, and your day job is not that, it's very, very difficult. But where I would say to start, my day job is in compliance and assessing and auditing. And I would say audit your life, right? Asking the questions to Google Gemini about the things that are bothering you. Are there bottlenecks that you're not realizing because you're so in the weeds trying to work out the day-to-day? And once you start uncovering those things, figuring out the tools that you can use to start lightening that load. For example, Google Gemini, when we're emailing each other about, this event, Google Gemini can summarize the topics, the entire thread. I can say, oh, I forgot this. Tell me more information about, this email thread. Are there emails that you're trying to proofread and make sure that you sound a little more professional? You might got to tighten things up a little bit. But at the end of the day, when you start using these tools, and like I said, Notebook LM, if you're somebody who doesn't like reading physical books, now you can start going through books like crazy because you can upload these books into Notebook LM. It can analyze all this stuff. And as you're listening to the podcast, you start getting some ideas and you're thinking, well, I kind of have a little bit more thought process into this, or I'm thinking about these things. I want to ask a question. You can ask Notebook LM about that. And it says, hey, we have a question from the audience. Here's how we start explaining those things. So having that conversation just ongoing and saying, hey, I have this problem. I'm thinking about this. What are your thoughts? Mm-hmm. Even though it's a computer, it's still going to process everything that you need and act like a human and give you the response that you may find something. You might uncover something that you're just like, I didn't think about that. And as you start thinking about those moments where you realize that you didn't think about that, it starts leading you down this path. As long as you're curious and open-minded to these ideas, it can start getting you on that path of, well, if this is possible, then that's possible. And that's possible, then I can use Google Gemini to speed up my life there. And I can save 2 hours here, save a few hours there. And now you're able to close the laptop a little bit earlier, go out and enjoy life a little bit more, share experiences, and even have it build you an itinerary and say, hey, I'm traveling to this place, build me an itinerary for these things and make sure we tackle these things and these food restrictions and dietary restrictions. All these things start opening up as you just start exploring the different technologies.
Love it. Both of your responses have been awesome. The takeaway for me is to be curious and open to the possibilities. So thank you both for your information today. Now, as we conclude today's Black History Month live stream event, I want to thank our incredible panelists, Dr. Starks McGee and Mr. Johnson, for sharing their valuable insights and experiences. Now, their stories are a testament to the ingenuity, to the resilience and entrepreneurial spirit that defines the Black business community. I also want to thank Grow with Google for providing this informative AI training today and the panel discussion. And we hope that you found it useful and that it sparks some ideas for how you can integrate AI into your own businesses. Now, remember, the journey of entrepreneurship is one of continuous learning and adaptation. The world of technology, and particularly AI, is constantly evolving. And it's crucial to stay informed and embrace new tools and strategies. Now, the USBC is here to support you on that journey, and we encourage you to explore the resources available on our website and connect with our network of business professionals and take advantage of the programs and initiatives that we have to offer. So Black History Month is not just about looking back, it's also about looking forward. And it's about empowering the next generation of Black entrepreneurs and creating a more equitable and inclusive business landscape. And we believe that by embracing technology, fostering innovation, and supporting one another, we can build a brighter future for Black businesses in all of our communities. So thank you again for joining us today. We hope you leave inspired and equipped to leverage the power of AI to grow your business and achieve your dreams. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much.